the fright stuff, except... Oh, my stars, could it be? The self-same adventurer who helped us keep Wicked at its bay and transformed All Saints' Wake from a night of screams to a day of revelry? Thank the 12 for bringing you to us. For the fiends of the realm knock at our door once again. We need a dauntless soul to keep us to help us ensure they don't tear off its hinges. The host of this year's parade of horrors is a woman with a pumpkin for a head. I shudder to consider whether this is some elaborate costume or... No, perhaps it is best not to know. Her strange appearance makes my skin crawl, to say nothing of her underlings. Why, one might think the Continental Circuit was come again. Circus was come again, hiding their monstrous intentions behind the guise of celebration. We can be grateful that none have yet fallen under their spell, but I fear it is only a matter of time. We must act quickly to unearth their schemes. I would begin a thorough investigation at once, but I'm afraid my surveillance duties here prevent me from moving freely. That, my friend, is why I need you. Approach this pumpkin-headed witch under the flag of friendship and offer your services to our ghastly celebration. If you catch even a whiff of foul deeds, I want you to put a stop to them before any innocents come to harm. I knew I could count on you. Now then, you can find our quarry just across the way at Miketo's amphitheater, where she is doubtless attempting to draw any and all passerby into her ungodly procession. Humor her for now, but take care not to fall victim to her honeyed words.
It is you! I knew your arrival was inevitable, for any who once indulged in the revelry of All Saints' Wake cannot resist a chance to relive their experience.
Oh, such eagerness! We are ever in need of willing hands to help with the festivities, preferably with bodies still attached. Of course, I understand you have been tasked with bringing to light any iniquity on my part, but you know from experience that I am perfectly harmless. So you're free to conduct your little investigation, if it pleases you. Together, I believe we can make this All Saints' Wake into one that will be remembered for moons to come. Yet before we begin, allow me to illuminate the history of this event and our intentions here. On this most hallowed of nights, the saints revel in their palatial heavens, and as their judgmental eyes become leaden from drink, the impure are free to feast and frolic without fear of punishment. In ages past, the common folk would rue the coming of this night and cower in their homes. That is, until the adventurers took it upon themselves to rid the streets of evil, thus turning the event into a celebration of your collective bravery. A joyous happening, to be sure. What of the goblins, the ghosts, and the gremlin? Unfortunately, there are many monstrous sorts who yet consider this a night to spread fear like a plague. And so it struck me, what if All Saints' Wake could be an occasion for celebration among mortals and monster alike? I believe there is room for light in even the darkest of hearts. Which brings me to the question of your involvement. I would have you aid a minion of mine named Papa Gruff in facilitating an All Saints' Wake that will allow yours and mine to join hands in mutual merriment. Perhaps you know Papa Gruff. He was once a voidsent so depraved that his kin spoke of him only in hushed whispers. But I've since shackled, or rather, politely reasoned with him to commit devilry no more. Wait, really? Knowing of his formidable magical prowess, I've set him to work under these guiding words. Frighten enough to tickle, but not scar. Fear need not be an unpleasant experience, and Papa Gruff is doing his utmost to strike the delicate balance between felicity and fright. Not with much success, as I understand. I would love to proffer him advice myself, but I believe one such as you would know better what appeals to the mortals of this city. Might you give our beleaguered Papa Gruff a few words of advice? Thank you, truly. He should be putting on a performance near the Leatherworks Guild at present, Assuming he has yet to be chased from Gridania's borders, please speak with him and give him my encouragement.
You're that meddlesome adventurer. Ahem. Rather, I see tidings of my humble performance have reached even your ears, good madam. Madam, please honor me with your presence as my guest of honor. Without further ado, shall summon a foul, fell beast before your very eyes. I only hope you've brought a change of small clothes. A monster? It'll take more than a magician's cantrip to scare me. Look here, my dear thrill-seekers. Here lies an ordinary pumpkin, or is it? Take care not to blink, for any moment of distraction may well be your last. Oh, it's the emote! Aww! Oh, the terror! These bloodthirsty eyes! Those bloodthirsty eyes! Those razor-sharp fangs! Flee, if you dare! But this hellhound will chase you to the ends of the earth to have its ounce of flesh, and I would know, considering the scars on its wrath upon my backside. Imagine each and every pumpkin adorning this fair city transformed into such a thing. Why, dread would prey upon Gridania to the last ilm. If I made it so, a veritable banquet of chaos. Truly terrifying. Bloody brilliant! You drew us in all that talk of monsters, only to dash our expectations with an adorable pup. Must have missed some confusion at first. Now I see you are a clown among clowns. Not a single blood-curdling scream. But a smile is not a complete failure, I suppose. Ah, my pumpkin-headed master asked you to help me. Well, allow me to peel back the curtain, as they say. Considering our previous acquaintance, this hardly bears repeating, but my true form is that of a void scent. My, not even a grimace. Well, I suppose it would be inconvenient if you ran away screaming after every sideways glance in my direction. Now, for the matter of this furry abomination. Frightened enough to tickle but not scar is the agreement that binds me to my master. I don't need to be told twice that summoning any of my kind would be in gross violation of that covenant. So, remembering that deceptively winsome countenance of this vicious hellhound, I thought it would strike the perfect balance between horrifying and heartwarming. That is, until a child, at an earlier show, burst into tears at the pup's appearance. Oh damn, what? I've seen a man react with a hearty laugh to the exact same dog, with nary a trace of fear in his voice. The difference is vexing. Tell me, is a puppy something to be feared? Or cuddled? Feared by children and cuddled by adults, sometimes the opposite. Depends. What frightens one may make another smile. Do you jest? You mean to say your kind's definition of terror differs from person to person? I admit, and does explain the sheer contrasts in reactions I've observed so far. And it does place me between a rock and a hellish, soul-rending place. If my task was simply a matter of bringing people to fearful tears, the ground beneath you would already be soaked through. How in hell's good name does one frighten to tickle? Ah, but you with your delicate sensibilities can teach me to mix dread and delight to a charmingly chilling concoction. Let us begin at once. Let's get right to it, eh? First, we need to find people to scare, but not scar. Your kind seems to gravitate towards the pumpkins we've placed throughout the city, which creates the perfect opportunity for mild mischief. One of our displays should just be over this hill, and another is near the Lancers Guild. Your job is to tell me what to transform the pumpkins into, once we find a suitable test subject. Let's see how well you tickle. Oh, he's accompanying me? Okay. Sure. An All Saints Wake performance, very well, but I face slavering monsters almost daily.
so it will take something quite fantastic to make me flinch. Oh, I could make him flinch so hard his heart would burst in his chest. But that's neither here nor there. What type of ghoul would be suitable? Give him the ghastliest ghoul you can muster. Well, if you say so, allow me to oblige. Egads! That gave me quite a fright. I only hope I never face such a monstrosity on one of my patrols. Else my final act might be to soil my breeches. Well played, well played. You may have heard terrifying stories of my past, but I regret to say the magics I wield do not quite live up to my reputation. Only have a talent for minor transmogrification, really. My master, on the other hand, oh, I shudder to think what mayhem she would be capable of if she wished it. This looks almost real. I believe I might see this terrifying visage in my nightmares for quite some time.
And these decorations are so scary. You're not here to trick me, are you?
This one is ripe for the picking. Forget I said anything. So, what type of ghoul do you suggest? The most appalling abomination you can conceive of, and don't skimp on the ooze. The Hellhound ate my homework levels of dread. Something spoopy. Pardon me, spooky. I'm gonna go with spoopy. If you really think so.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute! Eek! Huh? You know, when you look at it, it's actually kind of cute. The puff of smoke was a little scary, though.
I think I'm beginning to understand. If a fright doesn't kill your kind, it can actually be somewhat pleasant. I believe I am ready to take the proverbial stab at it. Come. There should be more pumpkins around Abkalu Falls.
Don't tell me you're supposed to send a chill down my spine. Clowns are for babies.
For babies, are they? I'll make this last wish she was back in her mother's womb. You there, little girl. Look well upon this pumpkin.
Monster! What impressive magic. My heart won't stop pounding. Dan Ma will have the fright of their life when I tell them I saw a real, honest-to-God's monster. I can't wait to tell them. I'll think twice before I insult a clown again. Thank you for the thrills.
Did she say thank you? I scared her near out of her shoes and she thanks me? Can't say I've experienced that before. I dare say I even enjoyed it. Yes, now is the time to capitalize on this newfound tickling skill of mine. Let us visit the display near the Whistling Miller next. Startled botanist. Oh no, she looks scared. Good day to you, young lady. Might you join me in celebrating the joyous occasion that is All Saints' Wake?
Celebrate? That's the last thing on my mind. Please, go and bother someone else with that ghoulish makeup.
Oh, my, aren't you in a fright? And not the good kind either. What happened, lass? Papa Gruff is here to help.
You'll really help? Well, I could certainly do worse than a clown. I've come from the Great Loam Growery, although fled from is probably more appropriate. I was tilling the fields, like always, when I heard a frightful voice from behind me. I turned around to meet it, and came face to face with the foulest monster I've ever seen. When I regained my senses, I was here, my throat hoarse from screaming. No power in the realm can persuade me to return. Not while the horror wanders unchecked.
A monster? But we haven't visited the growery yet. What could it have been, do you think? We might have a real demon on our hands. You may very well be right. Those illusions I summoned are no more capable of free movement than the pumpkins they sprang from. Yes, no doubt they're a void scent running amok. Here I am, tying myself into knots, trying to learn the subtleties of spookery, while some uncouth brute goes rampaging through the Twelveswood with nary a thought towards artistry. If we forgive such behavior, our efforts to find glee in terror will have been for naught. Tremble in fear no longer, lass. We shall investigate the matter.
Truly? You're the first people to believe my claims are more than seasonal mischief. Oh, I knew Father was wrong when he said all clowns were villains. Thank you.
Again, those words ring strangely in my ears. However, it is not an entirely unpleasant sensation. I know this wasn't why you were sent to assist me, but there's no telling how many of my kind we may find. A single clown can only achieve so much. So would you lend me your aid in case the situation gets undesirably bloody? Thank you. Oh, he said thank you. Look at me expressing gratitude, and to one of your kind, no less. Well, no matter. Let us depart to the great loam growery and settle this. I see nothing out of the ordinary here, but I know they are close. Our roguish quarry is close, doubtless lying in wait somewhere to catch us unawares. Once they show themselves, don't indulge them with anything but a face of stony indifference.
Boo!
Oh, come on. As I thought, a fellow void sent, and what, pray tell, are you doing here?
A brother of the void? Then you know I am here for the night of devilry. Once we were free to carouse, creep, and caper, guided by the great pumpkin-headed archfiend. For too long, we have been denied our demonic rights, and it is I who shall reinstate our grandest event. Yes, the age of the great gourd shall give way to the era of the great pot.
Pot.
Even now, my allies lie in wait throughout the city, ready to usher in the night of devilry. You must join us, brother! Join us as we rise again!
No.
What? Why?
Even if I wanted to, my covenant prevents me from engaging in wanton vileness you propose. Regardless, I've no desire to join you for some cheap jaunt through the city with only a few startled mortals to show for it. Such indelicate devilry would only result in our swift and total annihilation.
Ha! Spoken like a true coward! Don't tell me you're frightened at some sharpened sticks and clumsy clubs.
Oh, but I am frightened, as you too would be had you tasted the full brunt of my master's fury. Perhaps you may yet, if you continue to insist upon this foolish course. I have learned how to blend in with the people here and extract terror in such a way that does not tempt retaliation. Your plan will bring but a single night of debauchery. Learn how to cohabit, however, and our collective revelry can last forevermore.
Traitor! Then my minions and I will devour you and your scaly snack of a friend. Hee hee hee. That head! The great gourd! Naughty children ill-deserve to join in the festivities. They should be happy as decorations, to serve as an example for any who would follow in their footsteps.
My lady, how pleasant it is to see you. Dare I ask why, your grace? You grace us with your presence? I caught wind of a void-sent disturbance and came here to investigate. When I heard your voices, I knew something was afoot. I must say I am quite pleased that you see the merit in my approach to All Saints' Wake. Aw, cute. Yet something must be done about the other beasts that have crept into the city. Just give them the same treatment and continue enjoying this unhallowed season on our own terms. That's a sad pumpkin! The wretch reminded me of myself long ago. For but a twist of fate, I might even now be adorning the streets of Gridania by its side.
With your help, rounding up our reckless kin should prove to be a simple matter. Let us make this All Saints' Wake an occasion to remember for those who dwell in the light and shadow alike. If you slight any errant ghouls, perform the spell I demonstrated earlier. With your help, rounding up our reckless kin should prove to be a simple matter. Let us make this All Saints' Wake an occasion to remember for those who dwell in the light and shadow alike. If you slight any errant ghouls, perform the spell I demonstrated earlier.
In so doing, we shall convince the residents of Gridania that the source of their supposed nightmares was not but a cluster of mundane pumpkins. This wand possesses the transformative power you require. Simply swing it about in a grandiose manner and point it at your target. Once the charms have been cast, I should collect the pumpkins. I understand they are quite delicious when baked in a pie. Oh my. A charmed life. Just when I was getting the hang of being the life of the party, instead of the death of it. Let's wrap this up quickly, lest this year's All Saints' Wake be remembered as a disaster. She is scary. Can you imagine being eaten in a pie? I sense something sinister lurking deep in these fields, as well as a trail heading to the east, perhaps towards the market, or the Lancers Guild. Splitting up will be the easiest way to end this quickly. I'll escort the botanist from earlier back here and deal with whatever still haunts the growery. She'll use the opportunity to convince her that what she witnessed before was nothing but an overzealous pumpkin. It should put her heart at ease. I will leave the rest of Gridania to you. Once the Voidson have been verily vegetated, meet me at Miketo's amphitheater so we can deliver my master news of our success. Now, let the show begin! All Saints Charm. It's a sad pumpkin. A pumpkin? Wait! This is all part of All Saints' Wake festivities, isn't it? I must say, that made my heart skip a beat. This is what adorns the streets. I cannot wait to see what the main stage has in store.
No force can rival that of terror, and upon terror we feast.
All Saints Charm.
What? It was just a pumpkin? I knew the wood whalers wouldn't let such wicked things into the city. I've never seen such a feat of illusion before. The rest of All Saints' Wake is as entertaining. I'd best go and find the main event. If I don't look, it'll go away.
All Saint with an S. Charm. I really feel like it depends on the chef, though.
Huh? What? It was a pumpkin the whole time. Can't believe I fell for that. But now I know it was just a trick. I'd like to see it again.
You are returned. That means Gridania is free of mischievous void scent. Hee. Let us hear what Papa Gruff has to say. There you are. I took care of the void scent still haunting the Great Lone Brewery. Did your hunt go as smoothly? Good, good. Now we can safely say that the only frights in store for the citizens of Gridania are of the decidedly entertaining variety. I took the liberty of gathering the pumpkins you created. Their punishment will not be eternal, but they can stand to remain in their current form for the duration of the festivities. It's the least they can do in repentance.
There you are, my fearless clown. Thank you for reassuring me. I'd worried I might have to retire from my position at the Great Lone Brewery and seek less haunted climates. As the master of the Botanist Guild, allow me to extend my personal thanks for helping my gifted pupil avoid such a decision. It would have been a grievous loss for us all.
Oh, it was no trouble at all. In fact, I should thank you for being such an exemplary audience. A true entertainer brings his all to every stage, be it a grand amphitheater or cozy vegetable patch. I only hope you were half as thrilled as I was.
That scary, whatever that was, looked so real. I never could have guessed it was just a garden variety pumpkin. Truly, I feel privileged to have seen a master of illusion at his craft. As do I. Would that every day were filled with surprises. As a token of our thanks, we've made some pumpkin cookies from our most recent crop. Please enjoy them in good health.
I do believe I can get used to this being thanked thing. Well, since you've gone through the trouble, I'd best eat them before they've cooled. To my good health. This is delicious! That's cute. This flavor, I've never tasted anything like it. Cookie's aether is tinged with something I can't quite pin down. It's bold, but not overpowering. Is he gonna cry? Is this the taste of gratitude? Oh, how much of my life have I wasted on supping on terror, when all along a whole world of flavor was left neglected? Yeah, eat food. Food is delicious.
I'm not entirely sure what you mean, but I shall consider your words a compliment nonetheless. These cookies are a small token of my appreciation. I only wish I could have given you more.
You mean I could potentially receive more gifts? If performing my act will get me more baked delights, I'd better get to work straight away. Why, this is shaping up to be quite the All Saints' Wake indeed.
Hee. I could not have imagined a better day of celebration for all. Our success here is in no small part thanks to you, as I believe that Papa Gruff now has matters well in hand. I shall return to my manor. Pray visit if you are so inclined. Ah yes, before I forget, do apprise that troublesome investigator of what has transpired here. Maybe he will finally cast his prying eyes elsewhere.
What a fantastic yarn! Monsters plotting against monsters, all to make us happy. I admit I find your story hard to swallow, and I also see no reason why a fellow guild member would lie. Very well, I shall take your tale at face value and consider these to be glad tidings indeed. However, I cannot help but wonder if this was all an elaborate ruse. They knew we were watching them, and that may have compelled them to put on a show of charity. After all, a monster cannot change its skin overnight. I shall continue to keep a close eye on their activities from afar. I thank you for everything you've done, and hope against hope that evil has been laid to rest.